You know, at some point, I kind of expected to stop making these kind of videos, but this just never ends. I wanted to make a really short. I'm gonna do my best to make this as short as possible, and I mean really short. I wanted to make a short video on what's happening currently with World of Warships, especially with World of Warships and me. But it's not just me. But I want to take it from my perspective. I don't want to get involved in some whatever drama that usually resolves around World of Warships. Like other people's business is other people's business. They're gonna deal with their ways and accounts and playtime and whatever they and money, whatever they want, however they want. That's none of my concern. If you are watching this on YouTube and YouTube primarily, and you have not been a part of my streams or Discord or Twitter, whatever, then you're probably not informed on why there has been a bit of lack of World of Warships material being uploaded to my YouTube channel in the past 2 weeks or so. The answer is simple and complicated in the same time. Simple answer is wargaming. The complicated answer, well, here goes. So, few months ago, Wargaming started enrolling this new idea that they have. I still can't wrap my head around exactly why is it that they wanted to do this. Do they think they're going to maybe prevent some future TOS breaks, like selling accounts or whatever else people are doing? Or is there something statistics pumping that they're looking for? Or like, I don't know. I don't know their agenda. I haven't talked to them about the agenda and why. Not that they would ever probably tell me, or at least tell me the truth. But a few months ago, Wargaming started enrolling account linking. And you could do that, and you probably got an email or a notification that you could do this, but you probably disregarded it and was like, whatever, who cares? Like I don't want to waste my time on this. I did that. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you took care of your stuff the way that you could back then. I was like, I don't care. Like I'm just playing on my EU account lately anyway. I have accounts, or I had accounts on every server. I played every variant and version of World of Warships that ever existed. But my Russian account, I don't really care about. My Asian account, I don't even remember anything besides my nickname. I know I played even on Chinese server. That's the funny part. So the only account that I truly care about was my EU account, because it's got tens of thousands of hours. It's got almost every ship in the game and blah, 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 blah. And I wouldn't mind keeping my NA account. Now, here's where things get truly wargaming like special. If you wanted to create an account, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I am making this video to shed some light on what's happening and to get corrected if I'm wrong. Maybe I truly am that special and I forgot how a couple of things work. But as far as I can remember, if you wanted to create World of Warships account on different servers, right, you had to use different emails. You couldn't use one email, and we're talking years ago, not recently. You couldn't just take, I don't know, flambaS at gmail.com, let's say that exists, and use that to create your EU account, and then use that to create your NA account, use that to create your Russian, your Asian. Like, you couldn't do that. The game, the site, the company were literally directly preventing you from doing that. You had to use a different email. That's why I had to create multiple different emails, one for EU, one for NA, one for Asia, one for Russia. Now, I don't remember the email or the password on my Asian server. I only remember the nickname. I don't remember my email that I use for Russian or the password server. I don't even remember my nickname. I can only guess which one might be, but I don't use a couple of emails anymore. I do remember the email that I used to create my NA account. That email has a different problem. I'll get into that in a little bit. And of course, I know my EU email. Now, a few weeks ago, probably to be more precise, 2 weeks ago-ish, Wargaming has enrolled that update, that account linking, and made it permanent. You can't deal with it or not deal with it and continue playing the game. You must link your accounts in order to continue playing your game. They say you may link your accounts, but that's a lie. You must link your accounts. If you have multiple accounts, you have to link them. You can't start the game otherwise. I am logged in. My client is updated, but I can't actually log in to the game. I can't actually play the game. I can't get in the game. I am logged in, but I can't play. When you try to do that, it leads you to account management, where you have to update your account, where you have to essentially link your accounts. And the way that looks like, it's giving you like columns. This is for your EU. This is for your NA. This is for your SG. I can only presume they mean some Asian variant, but because they keep talking about Asian server. And then on each one of those, when you link with your account, they give you two more options. So if you log in on EU with your EU, they give you now link that account, log in with your NA and your Asian, and then we're going to link all that, and we're going to let you link that and play the game. The problem for me is I don't have my EU anywhere else. My EU email is nowhere else besides on EU. I have a different email for NA and for EU. Yeah, but you see, that's impossible to link, apparently. Even Wargaming told me that. They can't link my different emails into one account. I have to use the same email for different servers. Link that. I'm like, but that's impossible. When I was creating my accounts, you made sure that's impossible. I don't have my EU credentials on NA or Asia or any other server. You guys made sure that that was possible. Apparently, at some point, Wargaming has made that possible. I didn't know that that happened. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard that it is now possible. I don't know when it happened and why it happened, and I honestly don't care. I have my NA account email address and password. I have my EU account email address and password. Those are the only two accounts that I remember. Those are the only two accounts that I care about. And honestly, I pretty much only exclusively play on my EU account anyway. So Sunday, about 2 weeks ago, because I play World of Warships on Sundays and Wednesdays, that's about as much as I can handle. I woke up, I was in a good mood. I was like, it's a productive day, let's fucking go. And I prepare everything for the stream. I click play. No, you got to update your account settings and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is this now? I hate when shit like that happens. When Windows rolls out an update and it completely screws up my cameras, my audio, my everything. And I'm sure you guys suffer from similar things. It's just if you're a streamer, you have extra software that has to be synced up and it screws up everything. I can't believe we're still living in 2025 where each Windows update is like repainting your entire apartment without protecting your furniture. Just everything gets stained and screwed up, and you got to clean and fix everything. Anyway, I digress. I woke up. I tried to play the game. I can't play the game. Great. Now what? So I'm going through their process where they're leading me and they're telling me a buttload of stuff to read and how to do it, and I'm trying to do it and I can't. And I'm like, fuck this. I lost like an hour and a half trying to deal with this, and I couldn't get it to work because if I log into my EU, now the game is telling me log in with your EU credentials on NA and Asia, and I'm like, I don't have that. That's impossible. I tried to do in the second column. So in the first column, I'm logged in with my EU. On the second column, I log in with my NA. It recognizes my NA account. It's like, aha, you have these too. And it's like, but you still can't link it. You know why? Because the site is still requiring me to log in using my EU credentials on NA and Asia. But now the problem multiplied because now the NA account requires that I use those credentials to log into my EU and Asia account. So the same problem. Now I just have two problems. I'm like, but that's also impossible. My NA account is only on NA. That email, it was only created on NA. I didn't use my NA email account to create EU account. That was impossible. Same goes for EU. I couldn't do anything. I took print screens and screenshots of this. I wanted to show you some of these, but I don't want to like show the emails and stuff like that. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, or you don't. It's okay, but it's up to you. So I take print screens of this. I write them in email. I explain the problem that I have, how I created accounts back in the day when you couldn't have them on the same credentials in the different regions. I tell them exactly the nickname, the email address, the server, screenshots, everything. I get a response from Wargaming in Russian, in Cyrillic. Fantastic. I take a look at the URL. It's clearly saying World of Warships EU support, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm getting response in freaking Russian in Cyrillic while I'm logged into EU. How incompetent are these guys? Like, seriously, how special are they? Is it so hard to make and it's of course an automated response. But if it's an automated response and you have game on different servers, bloody hell, have automated response in the languages for those servers. Never mind. Google Translate exists. I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It's an automated response. Whatever. I wait 4 days because they are apparently, too busy. I'm like, I'm not surprised you're too busy because one day I wake up and I can't play the game. And probably hundreds and thousands of other people have the same problem. Some are probably doing it, fixing this problem successfully, especially if their accounts are new and they only ever needed one email. But people like me, we have multiple emails. No, extra problems for you. So I wait 4 days. They respond explaining to me that I need to link my accounts. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Here comes the super special wargaming that I know. And they're telling me how I should do this and the links and the places that I would need to visit. And they give me reset links for my EU credentials on NA and I believe Asia, is it? You can regain access to your account on NA server by resetting your password at this link, and to your account on the Asian server by resetting password at this link. Yeah, so they literally told me if you don't remember your password, your emails or whatever, and you want to reset your accounts using your EU credentials on NA and Asia, here's the reset links. We found your credentials with these nicknames in these regions. And I'm like, that's not possible. I didn't create Asian account and NA account using my EU credentials. When I was doing that, it was impossible. I don't know, is this your system creating placeholders, doing some voodoo magic? But that's not me. I didn't do that. It's impossible. Those accounts don't exist. But whatever, I'm going to entertain the idea, and I'm going to not use the links, but I'm going to try to log in using my EU credentials on NA and Asian server. You know what the site tells me? The site tells me, hold on, I actually have a print screen of that. This is what the site tells me. You do not have an account in the North America region. You're trying to log into a resource in the North America region, but you do not have an account for this region. Please select how you would like to proceed. Please note that when you select an existing account, the system will redirect you to the main page of the equivalent resource if it exists. Now, this is my nickname for EU. So I'm logged in with my EU credentials on EU. That's fine. Now they're asking me to use essentially those credentials to log into my NA, but it doesn't exist. I tried to explain that to them. Oh yeah, and of course, the same thing popped up for the Asia region. Literally the same message as for Asia. Now I might be really truly fucking special, and I'm not reading this correctly, or I'm just an idiot. But you told me that I have accounts, that I need to link my accounts. I'm telling you those accounts don't exist. I can't link something that isn't there. Then you're telling me, but it is there. You can reset your passwords if you don't remember. I tried to log into those accounts. I didn't even get the prompt to log in. Your site is already telling me you're trying to log into something that doesn't exist. How am I going to reset a password of an account that doesn't even exist? Anyway, I send these screenshots to them. I explain the whole process and everything. And I tell them, listen, I don't care about these accounts, whether you delete them, whether you remove them, how they got created in the first place. Were they just placeholders when you enrolled the new idea that you can use credentials across different regions? Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I didn't do it. I don't have it. I only have this email and this email. NA, EU, link those two, or don't link anything at all. I don't give a shit. Just give me back my account, please. They can't. They can't link two different emails, one account. I'm like, if you want to remove this account from this email, separate them and transfer it to this EU email. If that's possible, do it, because I don't have even access to my NA email anymore. Now, that's a funny part. The domain that I used has an error every time I try to log in to that email. I can't even reset the password. Like, it's like the account that doesn't exist. But Wargaming doesn't know that, and the email is still valid. And I can use that email to play on my NA account, even though I don't have access to my NA email that I use, which is really bizarre thing. I've never seen that before. And no, the domain didn't die because I use the same domain for my EU account as well. It's just like that particular email is like it's dead, and I don't understand why. But it's still being used for different things, and it created plenty of problems for me because some accounts have been linked to that. I even get like my Steam account that I gave to my dad that has like 30 games on it was using that email. We can't retrieve it, so it all went to shit. We had to make a new one and rebuy some of the games, like whatever. Wargaming doesn't concern that. That's a me problem. But if I can separate my NA account from that email, I'd love to, because at least I can salvage something that was linked to that account. So I don't care what happens to that email. I only care for my EU, but they keep trying to tell me that I need to reset passwords. And then it culminates even further when they tell me, Oh, this one is pure fucking gold. If you do not, and I try to explain all this to them, and then it comes down to, if you do not want to link accounts, it's not that I don't want to, I don't care, I can't. Please provide us with 2 new email addresses for your accounts on NA and Asia. Do you really think that I'm interested in creating 2 new email accounts for accounts that I'm never going to use? I already have too many freaking emails because of your policy that I needed to create an email for per server. And now that created a problem many years later somehow. And now you're asking me to create even more? Like, fuck no, I'm not going to create any more email accounts. Give me back my EU account. It's using one email on one server. I don't care what happens to the other servers. Just, I want to keep my EU account and I want to keep my NA account. They use 2 different emails. They don't have to be linked. I don't give a shit. They can be linked. Just use my EU email, not NA, please. That's it. I don't give a shit. Just give me my account back. I can't play for weeks now because of this problem. It's mind-blowing. Chat, please, dudes, YouTube, in the comments below, tell me how many of you have experienced this problem. How did you resolve it, right? And am I truly fucking stupid in the head and I'm failing to understand that it's actually me who's the problem? And please tell me how so that I can change that. Because I don't know what to do with these guys because they keep trying to force me to make new emails, reset accounts. I don't have them. Okay? I don't have them. I didn't create them and I don't give a shit about them. This is a problem that they created and now I have to experience problems because of it. That's the reason why there hasn't been any World of Warships content in the past few weeks. Maybe a couple of shorts, but I ran out of World of Warships videos. Now, number one, I've been playing Tarkov like crazy this wipe because it's really awesome wipe. I'm prestiging my account and so on and so forth. So most of the content that you saw on my YouTube was escape from Tarkov. There's been some Ecobellum, there's been some League, there's been some Empire at War because I had like 2 different 2 different campaigns that I'm playing through. It's great fun. Like I'm playing stuff that's fun and I'm uploading stuff that I'm playing. World of Warships eventually ran out of the new stuff. And I was like, okay. We're approaching now the second part of the video that's going to be super brief because this video is already too long. Flammo made a video yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I don't know, about how Wargaming's average player base has, in the last 2 weeks, on average, between 2-week period now and 2-week period a year ago, taken a dip of like 14% average in every region, and how Lesta's game has got a boost of about, what was it, like, I think it was also 14%. And I watched the video and I couldn't help but think, is this 2-week period why the EU, NA, Asia, all the wargaming servers took a plummet of 14% and why Lesta took a rise of that same percentage? Is this a direct reason, my problem? Could it be the exact reason why that is happening? Not so much that Wargaming's game is dying, even though, I mean, I think we can all agree that this game has been slowly dying for many years now. And I agree, Wargaming is making like really bad decisions, and the game is probably in the worst state that it's ever been. No balance, crappy mechanics, stuff not working. They're pretending that it isn't a problem, that it's a feature, or that it doesn't exist. Aiming, shells falling short, whatever. And I honestly, like, people started talking about Lesta server a few months ago or something. I was like, I don't know, like, what's different? And then some of the things that were supposed to be crucially different turned out to not really be active yet. They are coming, which are good changes, but they're not here yet. And I was like, I don't know, is it enough for me to go through the whole hoop of trying to, regrind everything on a different server? But when this happened a few weeks ago, I was like, I know some people are still going to want some ships content, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. Cards, no cards, it doesn't matter. Like, people are going to want some ships content, and I don't have an access to my accounts. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give Lesta a try. I didn't mean to. I honestly don't think it was, didn't think it was that big of a difference to warrant regrinding everything. But they do have this like period where everything is super boosted. Every first game per tier, per class that you play, you gain like 50, 60, 70,000 experience on the ship. So it's essentially like one game per ship, per class, per tier. I got into tier 8 and 9 ships in like 2 sessions. Multiple. If you have shipmates, and I'll be leaving some links down below so you can use my link, create a new account. There's like a SUPERSTART2025 or something like that code that you can also use to create an account. You get some bonuses and stuff. But essentially, I tried. I'm like, I'm gonna try Lesta's ship, and yeah, some things are definitely better. 1 or 2 things I'm not sure I like. One thing I know I dislike, but it's purely aesthetical. You just need to get your eyes used to it. And there's a couple of things that I'm not sure if I like, and there's some things that I definitely like, but that's... this video would be too long if I was to get into details. Overall, I do like the changes. It's not much. Don't get me wrong. It's not that big of a difference between the 2 games yet. But everything is pointing in a direction where it will be the bigger and bigger difference. The main thing that I started doing on Lesta server was they have ships that Wargaming doesn't. There's German light cruisers in early access. There is Pan-Asian battleships that remind me of a Russian-looking Jean Bart. And you know how much I love Jean Bart? I was like, yep, I want to try that. They have US gunboats that are like Kaba, kind of. They have, what else was it? Russian battleships that are supposed to be like battle cruisers or something. Plus, if you play like 30 games in a period of time, you get a like Kronstadt-ish looking tier 9 premium Russian battle cruiser, whatever it is. So I already have tier 8 and 9 ships there. And I will continue to play on Lesta's server because I'm very curious to see what these ships are like. I've already tried some of them. You will be getting videos in the future of these ships. But this is the reason why there hasn't been any ships content on my YouTube and not a lot of it on my Twitch either. When I started playing the Lesta's account, you're in a protective matchmaking. You're playing against bots. I didn't reckon you guys are going to want to watch me play against bots. I will say one thing though. Lesta bots are as good as a bot can be. If you don't try your best to dodge the shells, they will hit you every time. They will dodge the shells, they will dodge the torpedoes, they will zigzag, they will change speed, they will use rudder, they will use your consumables, they will hydro you, radar you through islands, they will communicate, they will coordinate. Lesta's bots are better than Wargaming or probably Lesta's player base. Like, those bots were the hardest games I had. Okay? Like, if you go to, I don't know, because I didn't go to co-op besides first or 1 or 2 games that I had to, and they look the same. If that's the kind of bots you get in co-op, co-op might be higher skill rank than random battles. Like, I shit you not, Lesta bots are by far better than any player that you can meet on average in both games. So this video is already half an hour long, but I wanted to explain everything to you. The problem, the emails, the communication. I'm still waiting for the latest Wargaming reply. It's probably going to come soon-ish. Where they're going to try to tell me again how I have to do something that I don't want to do. I don't know. I've never thought in a million years that from all the reasons why I'm going to stop playing World of Warships, that this was going to be one of them. But I mean, okay. I can't say I miss it. I would like my account back. But for the time being, I'm going to continue playing on Lesta and grinding these new ships that don't exist on Wargaming. Are the games vastly different? No, they're very similar. But there are few things that are different, and there will be more that are different. Plus, Lesta has a bunch of ships that Wargaming doesn't, which is my main drive to do right now. So there will be videos when I'm finished with recording this. I'm going to make some videos. There were some really good games, and these are going to be from Lesta, World of Ships, or Mir Korabli, that they call it, translated to World of Ships, I believe, and Wargaming is World of Warships. So yeah, that's why there was no content when it comes to Wargaming or World of Warships, or ships in general, in the past few weeks. There will be in the future, starting tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, since I'm making this video, but I don't know when I'm going to upload this. I might upload this immediately just so you guys get an update. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick update on the whole thing. I don't know, man. If you want to try Lesta's World of Ships or Mir Korabli, you can. You just type Lesta official site. It's going to be in Russian, but your Chrome or whatever browser you use can translate that to English. For me, it does it automatically. Then you download the game. It's going to require you to create an account. You create an account. I believe when it asks you where you are, it's only for the paying, which isn't that important unless you intend to spend more money. I certainly don't. There's extra gold and stuff that you can gain by simply logging in. Like, they're really shoveling people with goodies. The grind isn't long at all. I already have multiple tier 8, 7, 8, 9 ships. I've only played it like 2-3 times for a couple of hours. The bots are crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's going to be harder for you to play early than it is late. And yeah. And there's been shift in player bases across these games. But taking the last 2 weeks, like Flamu did, really just made me wonder this period of time that he took using the Vote API site, like, it really sparked that correlation between the problem that I have, and I presume a bunch of other people have, with potential reason why the player base went up on Lesta and down on Wargaming. But again, it just shows you Wargaming being special and trying to find ways to undermine their own player base in their own game. Anyway, that's enough of me. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like, share, comment below. Let me know if you have this problem, how you resolved it. And if you have any idea on how to resolve mine that doesn't involve creating new email accounts. I mean, fuck no. And if you tried Lesta, and how did you like it? And what changes did you notice? And so on and so forth. And you can join me on Twitter, Discord, and Twitch, where I create content live. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck in whatever you're doing. Have a great day. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.